You ever notice that moment when you almost explain yourself and then you don't? Someone asks why you made a choice, why you didn't reply, why you're leaving early, why you're doing something different. For a second, your brain starts building the paragraph, the context, the backstory, the emotional footnotes. Then something in you stops. You just say, "This works for me," or "I'm good," or nothing at all. And it feels strange, a little uncomfortable, but also lighter. If you've done this, you know the feeling. Your heart might race. Part of you worries you just broke an unspoken social rule. Another part of you feels like you finally put something down. Because when you stop explaining yourself, it's not just a habit change, it's a psychological shift. So what actually happens when you stop explaining yourself? Usually, it starts with exhaustion. The recovering explainer is the person who used to narrate everything, their choices, their tone, even their silence. If they said no, it came with reasons. If they changed plans, it came with guilt. Picture someone declining an invite. Before, it sounded like, "I'd love to, I really would, it's just been a long week and I have a lot going on and I feel bad saying no." Now it sounds like, "I can't make it tonight." Silence. The psychology here isn't confidence yet, it's burnout. Explaining yourself constantly is emotional labor. Your nervous system stays on alert, scanning for threat. Will they misunderstand me? Judge me? Leave? Eventually, you realize something painful. No amount of perfect wording ever guaranteed safety. People misunderstood anyway, judged anyway, left anyway. So your brain updates the rule. Over-explaining doesn't equal control, and restraint slowly replaces reassurance. If this is you, you might feel guilty and relieved at the same time, like you're being rude and honest in one sentence. That discomfort is the old pattern loosening. Then there's the quietly confident non-explainer. They don't announce boundaries, argue, or convince. They just move differently. They leave when they want. They choose without defending. They don't rush to be understood. Imagine someone at work being questioned. "Why are you doing it that way?" They pause, calm, and say, "It works," then move on. No apology, no speech. Psychologically, this comes from internal validation. Their sense of rightness comes from alignment, not approval. Most people like this weren't always secure. They learned that explaining turns into negotiation, and negotiation slowly hands your power away. So they stop performing their reasoning. If you're around someone like this, it can feel unsettling. You might read confidence, arrogance, or mystery into their silence. But internally, they're just conserving energy. Then there's the boundary setter who stopped debating. This person used to explain to keep the peace, to avoid conflict, to seem reasonable. Now they don't. They say things like, "That doesn't work for me," and when someone pushes, they repeat it. No extra context, no emotional cushioning. This is often mistaken for coldness, but psychologically, it's pattern recognition. They realize that people who demand explanations usually aren't seeking understanding, they're seeking leverage. So the brain stops offering ammo. This is a nervous system shift from appeasing to grounded. Silence might still feel uncomfortable. Your body wants to fill it. That urge is old conditioning. Letting the quiet stand isn't wrong, it's just new. Then there's a quieter shift. The person who stops explaining because they're changing internally. Their values are shifting. Their identity is rearranging. So when someone asks, "Why are you different lately?" they don't have a clean answer. They just say, "I don't know. I just am." Psychologically, this is a liminal phase. The old story doesn't fit. The new one isn't finished. Explaining would lock it into words too soon, so they protect the process by staying vague. This kind of silence isn't avoidance, it's incubation. Here's the twist. When you stop explaining yourself, people project more onto you. Some see confidence, some see arrogance, some see depth, some see distance. But that projection says more about them than you. Explaining used to give people a map. Silence makes them draw their own. And not everyone is comfortable with that. Which is why this shift changes relationships. Some people lean in, others fall away, a few push harder. That's not random. Stopping explanation acts like a filter. So here's the real question. When you stop explaining yourself, are you being closed or are you being clear? Are you avoiding connection or choosing where to place it? There's no single answer, but noticing the shift matters. Because you don't owe everyone your inner reasoning, and being understood by everyone was never the goal. So if you've started explaining less, pay attention. Not to how others react, but to how you feel afterward. That's where the real answer is. And sometimes, when explanations disappear, something more honest takes their place.